Wanda, Wanda, Wanda. I understand you're grieving, girl, but come on. What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here to give you guys my review on this week's episode of WandaVision, Episode 3, in color. Wanda and Vision on color. At least that's, I think, the title of it. All I know is with the color being in there and then them adding more colorful to their personality, not just to the personalities which they already had in the black and white, but also to the environment and everything they were doing into this. It was all really nice and fun, but it's really the ending of it that really all started to shake things down and started taking off more of the bricks that they built up as they started this series. And now that they're revealing to us, it's showing that they're not going to waste time. But considering this is 9 episodes, I'm not really surprised that they already went to this extent here. But that it really only shows that while we are already probably figuring out what's going on here, there's still more we don't know yet. Meaning there may be more going on here than we think. Like, for instance, we are with this episode, I think it's pretty clear to us now that everything that's going on is something that's happening because of Wanda and the use of her powers. Now, can we say that it's right for her to do this? No. But can we say we understand why she's doing this? Yeah. So it's kind of that sort of thing where you're like, you understand her, but this just isn't the way, girl. But I'm getting way ahead of myself there, guys. And first off, I want to break this all down here by just talking about some of the fun stuff first, and then we'll talk about all the serious stuff here. Either way, though, good episode, but I can't really say it was better than episode 2. Out of all the 3 so far, I put episode 2 as my favorite of them. But now, having said all that, let's go ahead and start breaking this down. And the fact that, like I said, they introduced us to color and then putting the color in with the sitcom style that they're sticking with here in this series was pure genius and stuff. Because you already could see the differentiation in this one and how it fits in well with that sitcom style of the 80s, especially considering how they gave off the whole clothing style for it in this episode. I really loved that, and I loved how they were making use of Wanda's powers during every process that women go through when they get pregnant, from the flat bump to when the bump keeps getting bigger, that they keep hearing kicks and all this other stuff and all that other things that happen, except for the early morning sickness thing. We didn't get to see that. It was still all fun stuff to see there, because how she was in her powers were reacting to it led to some very funny moments, such as her switching the coat she was trying to wear when she was trying to hide her pregnancy from Monica, who was visiting, like the neighbor she is, to like even changing the little toy they were making for the crate for the baby that turns into real butterflies. Oh, I loved that. And then, of course, how they just kept going crazy when things just went crazy around in their house. I love how they were back to back saying, "Oh, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Ah, this is crazy. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?" Seriously, guys, this was just funny. It was just so funny, all right there. But of course, as funny as it all is, though, we gotta remember that this series had to hold mysteries, which was where things made started to get things into that more weirder department, which is what I loved there. And that was in the fact that, okay, yes, that she was pregnant with Wanda was pregnant, and Wanda and Vision are so happy they can't wait for their new child to be born. You even have Vision looking at a pregnancy book and even practicing on how to change diapers to be ready for it. But Vision knew something just felt strange about all this, especially in the fact that when they were being checked by the doctor at first, after Vision finishes talking with that doctor, he goes in and instantly already she's like now appears 6 months pregnant because her bump is now bigger than what it was. And then next thing you know, it gets even bigger. Heck, Vision knew something was going strange here, but that's where Wanda once again did something that she did in last week's episode. Set a little rewind to restart that over and make Vision say something that didn't make him sound mysterious. But this as nice as that was, though, it did pales in comparison to how things got bigger next. And this is where Monica shows up in. I keep calling her that because I can't remember the name she has while she's in this. While she's in this and pretending to be a neighbor here. So I do apologize on that end, guys. But first off, before we get into it, I gotta give my props off to her acting skills. The one who is acting as Monica, the actress of Monica, she does amazing when she's starting off by still being the neighbor she is, the friendly neighbor she is, visiting Wanda and then helping her deliver the kids. But before delivering them, she had to go into this thing that reminds me of some things we're all going through in life, is that have neighbors come over and they do talk stories with us. But of course, since this is all sitcom, it has to have some funny things in this. And this was in the fact that as the neighbors having a story to tell, there's something going on that they don't want, that the people of the house don't want to see. In this case, Wanda. And that's a stork that's walking around inside the living room behind her. And she's just doing everything saying, go away, go away, go away, as Monica's talking. And she's being like, yeah, I hear you. I'm listening. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Nice. Go away, go away, go away. Go away, go away, go away. Funny stuff. But like I said, though, after all that was said and done, and then she's helping her deliver the babies, all's well and good as they are all happy. Vision's there to see his first son, and then out of nowhere, they have two sons. But then after which, Vision goes outside, and this is where things start to break down for Vision, just as he's getting word from a doctor of something that sounds off, and then he gets word from his neighbors, Hub and Aggie, who are trying to tell him something, but they can't because it's almost like if they do, something bad's gonna happen. But they're talking as if they're prisoners, and this is where things get crazy as Monica reveals something that doesn't sit well with Wanda, and that's in the fact that Wanda mentions how she's a twin and she mentions her brother, and Monica says how he was killed by Ultron. And yes, when this happens, first off, you notice, some of y'all will probably have noticed that Wanda was bringing back her Sokovia accent. I'm pretty sure some of y'all noticed that. But not only that, the fact that Monica said that, you didn't think for a minute that Wanda was going to miss that, because she didn't. And that's when she knew that Monica isn't who she is. And even Vision was trying to be told that by his two neighbors. They were trying to say that about her, but they knew they couldn't, because if they did, they would have been in trouble. And the trouble seems to be coming from Wanda, because when Wanda heard Monica say how her brother was killed by Ultron, which she shouldn't have known, she tried to get her to say it again. And of course, you can see Monica's just doing everything she can to avoid it. But unfortunately, she can't, especially when Wanda is looking at the emblem necklace of sword, knowing that she isn't who she is and that she's here to probably ruin what's going on with Wanda. And that is in the fact that she's using her powers to create a new reality. But instead of a world, it's just a neighborhood, which is called Westview, as we are shown of it when Wanda throws Monica out of Westview, out of her reality ball and out into the real world. And you'll notice that when Monica was thrown out of there, you could still see some of the red energy of Scarlet Witch's powers around her before it dissipates. And then of course there's all those 8 Sword Agent cars right there standing there. So it's pretty clear, guys, that Sword knows what's going on, and they're trying to get inside and stop Wanda. Pretty much how Professor X was trying to help Wanda and making her turn everything back to normal in the comic book universe when she altered reality in the comic book universe. But instead, it sounded like, if I remember correctly, she altered the whole reality of all the world, all the people, where in this one, it's just a town. But even if it's just a town, it's still not good here. But we all understand why she's doing this. This is all still taking place after Endgame, where Vision is no longer with us. So she hasn't had a chance to grieve. And now, pretty much, this is what she's doing. She's grieving in the fact that she's not able to have what she wanted to have. And in doing so, this has allowed her powers to do something she wanted to have, a family with Vision, a happy married life with him and stuff. And then and as we saw in the trailer, there's still more to come here, and who knows what else more to come we're having. But it also seems like whatever else it is, my guess is Mephisto, because the mere fact that we got the twin children here and stuff, it's making me kind of think that that's the road they're going down, where they're Mephisto's kids. All we know is something else is going to happen to where this fake Vision, I'm calling it a fake Vision, and I'm sorry to be saying it like that, but you guys get what I'm going with, and Wanda are going to have to work together to stop it. And hopefully, then by doing that, though, maybe this will help Wanda finally accept things and turn everything back to the way it was. At least that's my take on it for right now. All I know is it was a great episode, and it was great for them to take off the bricks of some things we're already figuring out here. Wanda, really? I wish you didn't have to do that, but I can understand it. And then, of course, the funny stuff with the Vision and all other stuff going in there was great. And I can't wait to see more of what's coming. But you know what, guys? I'm done rambling on. I'm going to leave it all at that. And hey, if you enjoy my videos, all you got to do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And until then, MegaGeekMixer signing out. Bye.